we consider it as a great privilege for us to be able to be hosted here, to host this cultural event in this unique monument of the 4th and 5th century AD, a Roman and Byzantine monument with its excellent mosaics and its magnificent architecture and its long history of 16 centuries. 6 months ago, when Dr. Stamatios Chondrogiannis, the director of the Ephorate of Antiquity of Thessaloniki, opened this monument to the public with a memorable event. It was closed for the public since 1978, the earthquake of Thessaloniki, because they were restoring it. So it opened 6 months ago with a memorable event. I was present here, and then I said to myself, this is the place we should bring our participants of the Congress to honor them, because they come from 40 countries all over the world, because they study Aristotle, they admire Aristotle, and they share Aristotle's teachings. You can all understand that this was a very difficult task, because there are so many restrictions for the monument. There are strict rules. It is offered only once in a month. Only one event can be hosted here every month, and it is only for 300 people. I'm so happy that, as I see, all our participants can join us and share this event. So, since it was so difficult to be accomplished, I would like to thank very much first the Ministry of Culture and the Minister, Professor Baltas, who was very eager. He was wishing to offer this monument to us. I would like to thank the Ephorate of Antiquity of Thessaloniki, and in particular the director and good friend Stavros Chondrogiannis, the active archaeologist, for offering this monument for us to enjoy it this evening. Now, we'd also like, as we come to our music event, I would like to thank the Orchestra of the Aristotle University of Thessaloniki and the director Dimitris Dimopoulos, as well as the choir of the Aristotle University of Thessaloniki, Yannis Baltas, and its director Petros Bekiaridis. Of course, I should thank the rector of our university for helping us to persuade all these musicians to come this evening, because they already had other obligations. Our vice rector, Professor Nikos Varsakelis, for helping us to organize all this effort to bring the musicians here, and Professor Georgiadis, who helped the Vice President to organize all this music event. So, I think that the occasion does not call for many words. It is enough for me also that I can find myself in this monument. There is no need for me to say any more. I would only like to ask the rector of our university, Professor Pericles Mitkas, to welcome you. And then the archaeologist, as I said, the director of the Ephorate of Antiquities of Thessaloniki, Dr. Stavros Chondrogiannis. Mr. Rector, please.
Dear guests, as you move from place to place and from period to period, as you move from modern Thessaloniki to ancient Mieza and to ancient Stagira, as you traverse the centuries from the classic to the Hellenistic to Roman period and back to modern Thessaloniki, we hope that you will appreciate the different strata of civilizations, of cycles, of the people who have made this city a resilient city, a city with a long history. We also hope that you will appreciate tonight's event, the concert offered to us by the University Orchestra and the University Choir. Even though the building was not designed and built as a concert hall, and its acoustics leaves something to be desired, I think the music will be a good gift, a nice gift to all of us before the reception at the City Hall. Enjoy. Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Rotunda, an emblematic monument of Thessaloniki, the Pantheon of Thessaloniki, built at the beginning of the 4th century when the pagan world was given away to the Christian, finally opened definitively its doors to the public in December 2015. After nearly 4 decades of serious, highly specialized restoration works on the several different levels, which began after the earthquake that struck the city in 1978, the imposing monument, which records in its fabric 17 centuries of the turbulent history of Thessaloniki, has now regained its ancient majesty. The final phase was studied and executed in 2015 by the new Ephorate of Antiquities of the city of Thessaloniki, whose primary aim, from the day it was established 1 year ago, October 2014, was to complete the restoration of the Rotunda and return it to the public where it belonged. Carried out decisively and with target interventions, this final phase of the project displayed a new approach conceived in a new spirit, designed to preserve the whole history of the monument and its particular nature as monument, museum, and place of worship. In this final phase, the last steps in the conservation of the roof and the mosaics were completed and the sanctuary was restored. This included the cleaning and the lighting of the mihrab built when the monument was converted into a mosque, 1591, and remaining in use until 1920, when the city of Thessaloniki was liberated again. This intervention combined the possibility of liturgical use with the immediate archaeological experience of an open archaeological cut, especially in the sanctuary place, and a simple but striking presentation. Special lighting was installed to spotlight the unique mosaic decoration we have above of the monument, and explanatory notices written for a non-specialist public were posted. The south side of the enclosure and the early Christian additions was landscape on your right side, outside the Rotunda, of course, as well as the monumental main entrance and the building around it, and the opening in the modern enclosure widened to improve visual contact with the Arch of Galerius and the palace complex to the south. The study was unanimously approved by its entirety by the Greece Central Archaeological Council of our ministry. Also calls for the conservation in the immediate future of one of the outbuildings into a multimedia center relating to all the rest 15 UNESCO monuments of this city, Thessaloniki, and the use of virtual and augmented reality applications as a means of information for the public in what is essentially a totally contemporary approach to the use of the new technologies. The Ephorate has already proposed the implementation of this project through the next funding program within the EU. Work, though, continues. We never stop working on the monuments and archaeological sites, as you know. And also, at this moment, we continue the works around the Rotunda, but this does not interfere with the daily operation of the unique monument as an extended hours museum, ensuring that it is always open and accessible to the public. This is one of our first tasks. Once a month, in collaboration with our Ephorate, music events, such as the one tonight, of high standards and of a classical repertory, are organizing in the Rotunda. During the summer, such events are organizing in the beautiful country yard of the unique monument. Its ecclesiastical character is also preserved, since a Sunday service will continue to be here held once a month as before, following also recent UNESCO guidelines concerning the protection and continued use of the religious monuments. Dear friends, welcome to Thessaloniki, welcome to the Rotunda, and enjoy.